guys and dolls, welcome back to my channel. Let me fix myself up here. Happy Halloween! Yes, I'm doing this video on Halloween. I know it'll be way after Halloween before this comes out, but I hope you guys had a wonderful and great holiday. If you are new here, how you doing? And if you have been back time and time again, welcome. Okay, first two things before we get into this video. I wanted to tell you that I'm going to do more story times and videos that people are liking because, you know, got to get my channel vamped up and I want more people to want to watch, so I'm going to start doing more of the things that you like to see versus more things that I like. And those of you who do like my makeup and my looks and all that, you can check it out on my Instagram at Scully313. But without further delay, let's get into this. A third part of The Power of No will set you free. One last thing, I will be showing you how to protect yourself from at the end of the video, so keep on watching. I'm going to have tools, I'm going to show you a product. If you want to kind of skip because you don't have time to watch the entire video, and skip to the end so you can see what I have and what I use to protect myself from this, which goes hand in hand with this. And if you watch my videos, you know how that interacts. But anyway, okay, so where was I? The Archons want a hive mind mentality. Yes, a Borg civilization. Resistance is futile. I mentioned it in another video. There was an episode in one of the Star Trek Generation series with Jean-Luc Picard. There was a Borg ship that they panned to, and it was in space. And of course, it passed the planet Saturn. I did do a huge video on Saturn, so if you're new here and you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you don't know what this is about, kind of gonna have to go back and watch my paranormal series 1 through 5, and then watch the first 2 videos on this, and I promise you, we'll be all cut up. But those of you who watch consistently are, you know what that means. They know our bodies are holographic biological computers, and they treat them as such. Archons are obsessed with technology. They have been interbreeding with us for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and now have ramped up to get the humans and their environment to Archon level. So basically what they're slowly doing with this, with many other things that they pollute the earth with, they're trying to irradiate the environment so that when they step forward, life is a lot easier for us. They were out in the open. Way back in the Babylonian times, they were out in the open. We knew about them. A lot of our ancestors worshiped them. I do not. I will not. I hate that what we agreed to thousands of years ago still affects us to this day and will continue to affect us until some cataclysmic situation happens to bring the entire planet's frequency back up to what it was. But this is basically what we're headed towards if we don't change, if we don't raise our frequency and get a higher vibration and understand what's going on. We're going to be Borg like humans, docile, drugged, and obedient. This is basically what's happening now. I don't have to elaborate on that. We're going to be herded like cattle into buildings in pretty much square apartments not even big enough for one person, let alone a family of 4, where the air is being irradiated and the environment is being poisoned. And this is one of the poisons. You've got satellites, hundreds of thousands of satellites that Elon Musk still wants to send out into the atmosphere. So hundreds of thousands of satellites that are rotating the earth. We've got chemicals in everything: water, makeup, food, land. I mean, there are parts of Asia where the land is so polluted that yes, it still can produce rice, but God only knows if you and I are eating that polluted rice, because they can still grow the rice, but we're not knowing, unless you know what areas this rice was grown in, if you're actually eating irradiated, polluted, chemical, toxic rice. And I love rice. I don't know about you, but I really do love rice. Basically, they want a matrix world. Archons replicated this back copy of Earth we all live in. It does not by any means mean they are more advanced than humans. They just know how reality works at a lower frequency. And they basically, okay, if you go back to the Adam and Eve story, Adam and Eve, people say that's heaven. I don't believe that that was heaven. That was just the highest vibrational copy of heaven that any human could possibly have lived in. And life was good for Adam and Eve until they made the deal. When they made the deal, everything switched. They went into a lower level energetic copy of what actually heaven is. So when that happened, you know the story of Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve. If you're Christian, you know those stories. The archons, they then downloaded a copy of the Golden Age. They downloaded that copy. They just took a replica of it and lowered it again. That's why right before the Noah's Ark, where there was a tremendous cataclysm, where the earth was flooded, the stars switched and everything swapped around, Saturn shooted out way into the stars, because Saturn was right in our not atmosphere, but it was in our in our orbit, in Earth's orbit. Geez, I'm having word vomit today, so please forgive. So when that happened, right before that happened, we were at a pretty high frequency still, even though we were still in a back copy. Still kind of evil and good were kind of still separate. We knew that it existed. We knew that it was there. We communicated with angels. We communicated with each other telepathically. We were living up to 350 years. And this is what the Book of Enoch explains. But when the cataclysm happened and the earth was inundated and all of that happened, we dropped down to the lowest frequency that, I don't know, I'm praying that we can't get any lower, but it slammed us up against the lower fourth dimension. And we actually didn't leave, you know, that good copy is still there. That very high frequency copy of Earth is still there. We left. So yeah, the original Earth reality, which we could have been enjoying right now, exists on a much higher frequency. Heaven-like, not heaven, but heaven-like is how most describe it. Original Earth reality didn't leave. We did. When we did, we fell in frequency into the density of ignorance. The fall mixed good and evil. Now you know why these entities are able to go in and out of our reality with absolutely no problem. That some people are able to communicate with the beings from down there, or beings from another frequency that are at the lowest vibration possible. That's where hauntings come from. That's where possessions come from. That's where, if you're being oppressed, comes from. Is it ringing a bell with you? So the fall mixed good and evil, where they were separate before. What we are experiencing now is the outcome of that mix. So I don't think I need to elaborate any further on that. Saturn has a huge impact on this back copy we are in, and plays a primary role in generating energy to support archons to keep the illusion of this back copy going. And I really hope that some of you take the time to watch the video I did of Saturn, because everything, you will just, I think your brain will explode. But let us continue. The Illuminati. The Illuminati, that is a very ancient secret society, which was started in the Babylonian times and still exists. And your favorite celebrities, a lot of them are a part of that Illuminati secret society. So secret societies and religion interlock with Satanism and pedophilia. Example, Festival of Saturnalia, with Christmas trees, exchanging of gifts, a very old ancient pagan Roman holiday, as they do with royalty and the whole establishment. Satanism involves human sacrifice, especially children, animal sacrifice, and blood drinking. Blood is human life force and it's a genetic code. That's why blood is so freaking important, because it's our genetic, it's what we are. Same in ancient times. Since the archons took over, this has been the way of it. It was done in the open once upon a time, and you know that's true if you go into history. But now is done in the shadows, with the masses believing it's just a horror story. That's what most people will say. It doesn't happen. No one dies like that. Okay. Something is just a story to spook people. Honestly, how many people have lost their lives simply because they saw and heard or know too much about these secret practices? I don't even want to count. Let's not leave out celebrities. Never forget that with each multi-million-dollar blockbuster, there are a lot of blockbusters coming out right now, with actors getting millions for one movie, that an undocumented baby having been born of a child, probably 13 to 14. Okay, so this child is probably 13 or 14 years old, with the consent of her family, is sacrificed. The people who find these movies, who fund these movies, are not relying on the stars to make the movie gross income or the income that they want. Now, I hate that this may ruin Halloween for some. I keep Halloween in my own way. Obviously, you know, I'm kind of Halloweened out with Jack, Jack's outfit here, but this is sad, but hopefully you guys will take this with a grain of salt. With that said, here is what I would like you to know about Halloween. The more rituals are repeated at the same place, the easier it becomes to open gateways. Beltane across May 1st and Halloween across the end of October are the biggest satanic ritual periods of the year, and this connected to astrological influences that support the opening of gateways. Druids, the religious hierarchy, word vomit. Druids, the religious hierarchy of the Celts, and my sister told me how to say that, and I think I'm still saying it wrong, of the Celts, performed the same rituals at the same times, that Satanists do today. For the same reasons, they would walk in torchlight procession on Halloween, carrying the Celtic crosses, which represented Saturn, and sickles, which also represent Saturn. The Celtic cross is a version of the cosmic wheel, which was used all over the world to symbolize Saturn and can be seen on ancient Mesopotamian tablets. At each home, the Druids demanded a trick or a treat, which meant a female for sacrificing. If this was refused, a hexagram, symbol of Saturn, was daubed in blood on the door to alert spirits of the horned hunter of the night. To basically go get them. A jack-o'-lantern or carved pumpkin with a candle inside would be placed outside homes that cooperated to protect them from evil spirits. Treats were raped and sacrificed on the sacred bonfire. Stonehenge was used for this. So where you may think trick-or-treating or a jack-o'-lantern on your porch is no big deal, it is. It carries the energy and ritual-like frequency of what used to be done in the open, which is now done all over the world secretly. Now, royal Satanists. Satanists willingly open themselves to possession by archons and become archons incarnate. Satanists can do what they do to children, animals, each other, because the virus possession makes them extreme psychopaths with no empathy or remorse, to the point where they get high on making people suffer. I don't know if you've seen that in any of the crazy movies that are out there, but basically I have seen movies where people get high. Serial killers, psychopathic killers, they get a high from it, or they get a sexual release from being psychopathic. The higher in rank of possessing the possessing demon or archon, the higher will be the one they possess in the satanic hierarchy. Royalty around the world come from bloodlines connected to supposed gods, and so royalty and archontic possession go together. Still want to celebrate royalty? Okay, so FBI in 2015 said the sexual abuse of American children was close to epidemic level. Why? Because archon/demons want child's energy located at the base chakra in the bottom of the spine. Hence all the rapes and things that happen in the world to children and adults as well, but mostly children. Archon hybrids in human society now pedophile and satanic networks that control children's homes, care centers, and social services or child protection. They all have a hand, and they are infiltrated behind all of those places. Example of a child predator trafficker in the royal house is Jimmy Savile, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with him. He was a disc jockey. He was good friends with Prince Charles and was appointed a mediator for Charles and Princess Diana. What? A disc jockey is a mediator for a princess and a lizard. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna call him anything for that thing she was married to. So supposedly if you're royal, you're high up there, you're very important, but they're going to get a disc jockey to mediate for you because you're having marital issues? Like, oh, okay. He could come and go as he pleased from different royal properties. Diana called him sleazy. That is enough proof for me right there. Nothing more needs to be said. Diana said he was sleazy. Bye. See ya. Anyway, this is what's coming if we continue on this path, we continue to ignore what the real meanings of Christmas are, what the real meaning of Halloween is, if we continue to ignore it, we are creating the path to where we will eventually end up. So this is part of what's coming if we don't get informed. Cash will be banned and made a criminal offense. One electric form of currency will be put in place where every transaction will be recorded, and people not following the system will be blocked from accessing their money. Understand, unrestrained immigration designed to destroy a sense of nationhood by fusing cultures together. Now, I know that what you're thinking, doesn't have anything to do with prejudice. If you are traveling because you fell in love, because you're going to school, because your family member lives in another country and you're wanting to go be with them, all of that I agree with. I think that's an amazing thing. But if you dive into what's happening with immigration, not just here, all over the world, and they were truthful and honest about the people that were entering the countries that they're going back and forth from, you would be, I don't know, you would have a heart attack, you would die, you would just be like, what? Because what they showed to you on news and what the government is informing you with is it's a crock of shit. So if you don't do your research and you don't care to see who exactly is coming into the country by the hundreds of thousands, how are you to know? You're believing the government that a lot of these people coming in are women and children, because it's not mostly women and children. But anyway, enough said. You know that I am all for love in any form, shape, or color. You need to marry who you want to marry. You have the right to be happy. You have the right to be with whomever you choose. So it's not about prejudice. So please don't take that the wrong way. People are being recruited around the world to wear a uniform of law at the expense of decent police officers they are replacing. It's speeding up with the privatization of law enforcement and prisons, which most prisons are already privately owned. Did you know? Oh, yep. I was just about to say, did you know prisons were privately owned? Most of them are, and they're making somebody very, very rich. All law enforcement will eventually merge with the military to create a worldwide force. There's going to be drones of all kinds and sizes for surveillance 24 hours a day. The powers that be will use and access what they have to track your movements, statements, activities, whenever they like. Snowden revealed that authorities can switch on your smartphone at a distance and turn on the microphone even when the phone is off. They will be telling us where we can live, where we can work, how many children, how to raise our children, how many children we can have. There's going to be restriction on movement. Settlement zones will be created. They are being created. Dumbing down education. Remember Hooked on Phonics? Oh, you don't? That's why. Mass global depopulation. Mass global depopulation. How many people died of that? Okay, so I went through that video, or the information, that video. What am I talking about? I'm crazy. I went through, have a hair. Okay, so I went through the information pretty quickly, so I hope you caught all of that. The last thing I want to talk about is protection from this and this, because these two go hand in hand. So let's talk about what I do to protect myself as I'm traveling, visiting, working, all of that good stuff. I want to start off by telling you about the anti-radiation protection. I'm gonna put this up to the screen. This is an EMF protector, electromagnetic frequency protector. You can put this on your phone, and everything in your house that emits electromagnetic frequencies, anything smart. So smartphone, smart TV, smart refrigerator, smart, whatever starts with smart, you want to smack one of these on it, because it washes out the electromagnetic frequencies that your body is taking in. And as you know, this does deplete the body of oxygen. That's why so many people have passed away, and this thing that's going around is being exaggerated by this. So if you're in an area where there is more than, I believe, 60 megahertz, and I'm sorry, I'm not the most scientific person, I believe it's over 60 megahertz of electromagnetic frequency, and you're around it, plus people with cell phones, and you don't have this protection anywhere in your body, anywhere on the devices that you're using, you could be susceptible. If you already are asthmatic, if you already have susceptible to cold, you have an issue with your lungs, anybody with an underlying issue will be more susceptible to passing away from what they're calling this. So if you can get that, I got 5 of these for about $20 to $25. I don't know if it was Amazon or eBay, but you can check. If you want to pause the video on when I had that up on the screen, it is called an anti-radiation protector. Okay, I'm making up words. Protector, and it's 1000 megahertz, 99.9% effective. And this is made up with a bit of gold. I don't know how much gold is in that, but that's what they're saying. So how do you know that your devices are emitting electromagnetic frequency and you need to get anything? This is my sister's phone. Oh shoot, already started. This is my sister's phone, and this is an electromagnetic frequency detector. Again, if you want to pause the video and see it a little bit more closely, this one is from Aurora, and it's an electromagnetic radiation detector, and this came, I believe, from China, but still it does the job. This is my sister's phone. I do not, everything that I have is pretty much protected, but if you want to know if any of your devices are emitting electromagnetic frequency, this is what this thing's going to do. It's going to start beeping like crazy. And once you have, I'm going to show you my phone. Once you have, I have a sticker on my phone. So it doesn't do this. I don't know what's on there. Okay, so it doesn't do it. See, this is my iPhone 11. So my sister doesn't have the sticker. Mine does, so it doesn't go off. Another thing that you want to get, it is called, I marked it on here and now, it's from AirTech. It's a 5G electromagnetic frequency protector. It's like a card. I don't have it. I haven't purchased it yet, but it looks like a credit card. You can find it on Amazon, IG, or I would check eBay. It is expensive, but it's a card that you carry to protect your body from all the electromagnetic frequency, especially if you work in areas with very, 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 very high 5G, which is going to be the future soon. Everything's going to be 5G and higher. So yeah, I wanted to end with something positive, with something that you can do actively now. These stickers are not that expensive. I got 5 for about 25 bucks. It's so worth it. This was a few bucks, the electromagnetic frequency detector. So it's very well worth the purchase. Your protection, your health, your life. If you think that's all worth it, then I would definitely invest in a few stickers to put on all your devices, and the card, which is from AirTech, and it's a 5G EMF card. Again, it looks like a credit card, and you can get that. Put it in your wallet, put it in your pocket, put it in your purse. And yeah, so I wanted to end this video on a high note. We can change the future. It's up to us to change our frequency, to change the way we think and get informed. Please share my video if you can. If you're so kind, I would love it if you could share my video, share my information with other people who don't like to read or are not out there or don't know all the information that they need to know. Yes, guys, make good decisions, good electronic decisions. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Mwah.